Day 2 of the 2026 Big South Softball Tournament from Spartanburg, South Carolina. 3 games pushed back 2 hours to dodge the rain, but now it's sunny skies as the host USC Upstate takes on Radford. Alongside my partner Joanne Bethea, I'm Joe Skinner. Welcome to today's broadcast. Now, Joanne, these two teams played 3 very close regular season games today. Could be anybody's game.
Well, it's really hard to beat a team 4 times in a row, but I'm really excited for today's matchup because you have the conference's best offense, USC Upstate, taking on the conference's best defense in Radford, and you have the pitcher of the year and the player of the year taking on each other, so you're going to see a lot of dominant performances on both sides of the ball.
Should be a really good one. Let's take a look at our players to watch presented by Jersey Mike's, and for Radford, they're bringing out the back-to-back pitcher of the year.
As you mentioned, she's 2-time pitcher of the year with an ERA of 2.88 that leads this conference. Her changeup is a hard one to beat, so when she takes the mound, all you're going to see is a lot of power.
The first batter she's going to face in the Upstate lineup is the Big South Player of the Year, Talia Thomas.
Talia Thomas is the only one in this conference who is batting over 400. She leads this conference in runs scored at 56, but where she is really dominant is her speed. So if she gets on base, it's pretty much a guaranteed run. So if you're Radford, you got to keep her off base.
It's game 1 of a 3-game day at the Big South Tournament. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll introduce you to Maddie Dreerup, the starting pitcher for the Spartans, and we'll be off and running on a sunny day at Cyril Stadium. USC Upstate and Radford just moments away from first pitch here at Cyril Stadium in Spartanburg, South Carolina. Let's take a look at our starting lineups. First for Radford, the First Citizens Bank starting lineups, and the Highlanders not the most high-powered offense in the regular season, just 3.5 runs per game on the year, but they are really fueled by their pitching and their defense, as we talked about. We'll see Peyton Simmons lead things off in the first inning, followed by Amanda Lee and Molly Groves. The defense for USC Upstate that will try and defend this lineup today is brought to you also by Jersey Mike's. It's a very standard defensive alignment for USC Upstate. They rarely make any changes to it. It is the usual of Amy Johnson, Talia Thomas, and Sophia Kardatsky in the outfield left to right. Davenport, Polk, Christopher, and Shaw in the infield. And Lainey Jennings doing the catching for USC Upstate, starting pitcher Maddie Dreerup.
Yeah, and what you're going to see from Maddie is a curve, a rise, a drop. She really is able to hit it all, but what she needs to do to be successful is hit her specific spots, is what we heard from head coach Chris Hawkins before the game.
It is 74 degrees and cloudy, but the clouds are really starting to go away here. It rained overnight, really starting about an hour after the finish of last night's game between Gardner-Webb and Presbyterian, and it stayed raining up until about 10:30 this morning. Maddie Dreerup and the pitching profile brought to you by SoldOut.com. Peyton Simmons digs in. An all-freshman pick as Dreerup fires in a strike, and we're underway first of 3 games today at Hawkins Field, and USC Upstate is on its home turf for the first time in the Big South Tournament.
In the pregame, I mentioned that Talia Thomas is the only one in this conference batting over 400, but Peyton Simmons is right there behind her batting at .399. So great leadoff here for Radford.
Simmons is a redshirt freshman from Glen Allen, Virginia. Second team all-conference outfielders. He said hit .399. Just 1 extra base hit, 1 double this year. Swung on into center field. Talia Thomas has it lined up for out number 1.
And when we talked to head coach Chris Hawkins before the game, he said that one thing on defense that's really something that they have to do is they cannot let the leadoff person get on base, and they executed exactly how they wanted to.
So Dreerup gets out number 1 here in the top of the first. Dreerup, Big South honorable mention pitcher. She was the Big South Tournament MVP last year. It is Amanda Lee batting from the right side and playing third base for the Highlanders. Pitches down. These two teams, as we said in the open, played 3 very close games in the regular season. They all went Upstate's way. A walk-off in Game 1, a 2-run win in Game 2, and a 1-run win in Game 3. Lee fouls it off. Lee's a junior from Bradenton, Florida. Second team all-conference third baseman, hitting .333 in the regular season. 1 ball and 1 strike. Dreerup winds and fires. Pitches high. Umpiring crew today for this game: Steve Rhodes at third, Will Yao at first, and Jill Poole calling the balls and strikes. Two-one pitch. Infield pop-up right side. Ella Christopher calls off Carson Shaw. Dreerup is going to be opposed by Dakota Redmond, the Big South pitcher of the year, in the bottom half of the inning, who will also hit for herself in the 5 spot. This is Mally Groves. Another freshman at the top of this Radford lineup. She's out of Suffolk, Virginia. All freshman team second baseman, .288 hitter. Not the best series against Upstate in the regular season. Was 1 for 9 with 2 strikeouts. Her only hit was a double. Dreerup puts a strike right at the knees. You mentioned it, Joanne, that Coach Hawkins told us before the game that hitting her spots is going to be the most important for Dreerup today.
And it looks like she's starting out hot.
Put that one right on the bottom part of the zone. 1-1. Off-speed liner and a base hit through the right side. Groves is on with a 2-out single.
Another thing that Coach Hawkins told us before the game is we asked, so how do you beat a team for the 4th time? And he said, well, I woke up this morning and I prayed.
That's a good answer. One of the best we've had so far. It's tough, especially this Radford team, which pitches and plays defense better than anybody in this league. Haley Scott swings through strike 1. Redshirt junior from Folsom, California. First year in the program. Runner on for Radford, who went 23-25 in the regular season, 10-8 in the conference, good for a third-place finish. They were the preseason favorite. One-one on a dive. It's off the glove of Shaw. Christopher trying to shovel to second, and Polk has the bag. No, not the prettiest of plays, but it's out number 3, and Radford has a 0 in the top of the first inning. USC Upstate will bat when we come back. It's Game 1, Day 2 at the Big South Softball Tournament here at USC Upstate.
Ambition comes in all shapes and sizes. At First Citizens Bank, we roll with your goals because we're built for what you're building. Fit for your ambition. First Citizens Bank.
After 5 years of military service, Staff Sergeant Zaragoza is still setting goals.
Come on, Vincent.
But mostly for her son.
You got this.
She was ready for more family time. She was ready for the reserve.
At Jersey Mike's, they slice your order fresh, right in front of you. And let me tell you, watching that can send a rush of emotions through a person. Excitement, baby-like wonder, anticipatory chewing, nervous pacing, happy claps, and finally, jealousy, because that's this guy's sub. I should order one. Good idea.
Get the Boardwalk Bundle, a number 2 sub, chips and a drink for $10.99. Available for a limited time.
It's a Jersey Mike's thing, a sub above.
Goals don't always fit inside the box. At First Citizens Bank, they don't have to. We have solutions for ambitions of all shapes and sizes. Lose the box, get the ball rolling. Fit for your ambition. First Citizens Bank.
First Citizens Bank brings us the USC Upstate starting lineup put together by Chris Hawkins, Talia Thomas, Sophia Kardatsky, and Carson Shaw, batting 1, 2, 3, all of them first-team all-conference selections. Big South Player of the Year against Big South Pitcher of the Year. First pitch is high as Talia Thomas is at the plate. Senior from Iron Station, North Carolina. Led the conference with a .401 batting average. Dakota Redmond in the circle. Winds and fires. 2-0 pitch was swung on foul. USC Upstate 33 wins, 21 losses in the regular season, 12-6 in conference games. Included a sweep against Radford on this field back in late March. Two balls and a strike. Radford could not push across a run in the top half. That one is at the top of the zone, and Talia Thomas, Joanne, does a little bit of everything for this Upstate team.
Yeah, she does. As I mentioned in the pregame, where she is really can be a threat is if she gets on base. She's really, really fast. So for Radford right here, really your goal is just not let her get on base, and let's see if they can do it.
Groves will shovel it over to first, and Thomas is retired to lead off the game. Here's the rest of the Radford defense that leads the Big South in fielding percentage. Simmons, Harrison, and Scott in the outfield left to right. Lee at third, Bechtel at short, Groves at second, Bossler at first, and Feigen doing the catching for Dakota Redmond. We'll show more of her stats coming up in a little bit because Sophia Kardatsky is at the plate. Last year's Big South co-freshman of the year with Redmond. She swings at the first pitch, and Lee gets out number 2. Quick work for Dakota Redmond, the sophomore from Stokesdale, North Carolina, has won her second straight Big South Pitcher of the Year award. She is the third Highlander to do that in program history.
I mean, you could go on and on about the accolades that she has. I mean, she is just a dominant pitcher, and what you're going to see from her mid to upper 60s, she's got a curve, a screw, a rise, but where she's dangerous is if her change is accurate, it's almost impossible to hit. We also mentioned this in the pregame. She leads this conference with an ERA of 2.88, so just overall an incredible pitcher.
facing Carson Shaw and fires one in the inner half for a strike, 1-1. I can't imagine with the two pitchers starting today that it'll take very many runs to win this game. Should be a low-scoring one. Shaw, line drive, base hit through the right side. Just like the top half of the inning, the three-hole hitter comes up with a two-out single. Trying to extend the inning for USC Upstate is a senior from Longwood, Florida, Ella Christopher, with Shaw off of first. Redmond turns her attention to Christopher, who fouls off the first pitch. Christopher is a transfer from Gardner-Webb, stayed in the league. Came to Upstate, hit .321 in the regular season. Second most doubles in the league with 15. Redmond, slows it down, gets Christopher to swing over the top, 0-2.
And that's why she is two-time pitcher of the year. She knows when to speed it up, when to slow it down. She can really read a batter.
She's not the only one. Radford also features Morgan Cooper, one of the better pitchers. The staff ERA is 3.44, and they've shut out opponents 9 times. Both of those marks lead the league. 1-2 to Christopher, just off the corner. Very close to take, and the count's even. Ella Christopher is the Big South Player of the Week for the last week of the regular season. 3 for 9 in 3 games against Presbyterian here last weekend. So swinging a hot bat coming into this series. Hit a double, drove in 4. That was the only Big South games of that weekend. It's a little less competition to win the award than usually. There's just 2 teams playing. Upstate won that series 2-1. Christopher's worked the count back full. Shaw off of first with a 2-out single. Bottom of the first inning between Radford and Upstate. 3-2 was on it. Redmond took it upstairs.
If there's ever a batter that you want to have in this position, it's Christopher. If she's anybody that can keep herself on the plate, at the plate, she's the batter to do it.
Payoff pitch on the way. Lined foul. Really turning into a battle here in the bottom of the first inning.
And I think this half of the inning is really going to be telling.
3-2 to Bechtel at short. She throws it across. The throw is a little wide, but Bossler has the bag. Her coach is probably going to tell her just step on the base, but either way, it's out number 3. No score in the first between Radford and USC Upstate here in Spartanburg. The venue brings us by the numbers. Radford, a longtime member of this conference. Both teams have won this conference. Upstate, the back-to-back defending champions in the Big South. Radford has won it twice, but not since 2010. Won the regular season last year. Their fifth is Dakota Redmond, the pitcher. Swings through strike one. We're underway in the top of the second. Upstate trying to do something that only 5 other Big South teams have done, which is win 3 consecutive tournament titles. So we know how good of a pitcher Dakota Redmond is. She also hits .293 at the plate with 6 doubles and 3 home runs. Jurup took something off of that one. This game was originally supposed to be played at noon. We mentioned a lot of rain this morning, and rain didn't really let up until about 10:30, 11 o'clock. 2-1. Into foul territory. Long run for Shaw. Can't get there. We talked to Coach Hawkins before the game, Joanne, and the first thing we said is, well, Coach, how you doing? How we feeling? He said, field's great. I'm the head groundskeeper. That was his biggest job this morning, getting this field ready to play, and it looks good. He said that they were here at 7:30. The tarp came off at 10:30, and they were working on it ever since. Field's in great shape. 2-2. High and away.
Yeah, we really want to give kudos to the grounds crew here. They've done a fabulous job of not given the best conditions.
Grounds crew is really a lot of USC Upstate's coaching staff. They were out here early this morning before they had to play a tournament game. 3-2. Line drive, left center field gap, could be trouble, and it bangs off the wall. Amy Johnson does a good job getting it in and holds Redmond to a single. So here's the schedule for the rest of today and this week. An update, a look at the Big South bracket. Gardner-Webb winners yesterday 6-4 against Presbyterian, which means they play Winthrop up next, scheduled for a 4:30 start time. The loser of this game right now will take on Presbyterian in an elimination game tonight at 7 o'clock. The winner moves to tomorrow at noon. The first big, heavy day of games in the Big South tournament. Emma Salzman will come on and run for Redmond at first. Kelly Feigen is the catcher for Radford. Cuts through a strike, 0-1. So we'll see a lot of movement winning this game. We talked about it before the game today, Joanne. Winning this game and making sure you don't have to play an elimination game tonight and kind of set yourself back could put you in really good position to win the tournament.
Yeah, it's always nice when you can play less games to get to the championship, give your pitchers less reps that they have to take. But I'm really interested to see the Winthrop-Gardner-Webb matchup, considering Winthrop swept them in the regular season.
The ball on his strike to Feigen. Goes up and gets it. Flies it into right field. Kardatsky is under it for the first down. Feigen flies out, turns it over to Abby Bossler. Yeah, the minimum from this spot in the tournament, a team at the minimum, if they're perfect, only needs to win 3 games. But if the loser of this game ends up playing tonight, that means 2 games today, 2 games tomorrow, and 2 games on Saturday to win the whole thing.
That's a big difference.
A huge difference as Bossler looks at a strike. Junior from Edwardsburg, Michigan. Big series against Upstate in the regular season, a 5 for 9 with a double. A 1 pitch. Grounded towards third. Davenport, Christopher, Shaw, double play. The double play ball was a huge part of this regular season series, and it gets Upstate out of the second. They spin it around the horn, starting with the freshman, and And ending it up with the senior at first base. No score. This Big South broadcast is brought to you by SoldOut.com, the official ticket resale marketplace of the Big South Conference. By Jersey Mike's, a sub above, and Vivenu. Bottom of the second inning, Alyssa Davenport, a freshman from Cleveland, Tennessee, will look out to Dakota Redmond, take a ball up high. Started an inning-ending double play in the last half. Turned in a really good freshman season for USC Upstate. Got her all Big South honorable mention and on the all freshman team hit .359. 10 doubles, 2 triples, and 2 home runs. It's really taken over the third base position from game number 1 and held it now today in game number 55. Davenport jumps ahead 2-1. He'll be followed by Lainey Jennings and Kenzie Bernal. Upstate has hosted conference tournaments before, but for the first time here in the Big South this season, Coach Hawkins said it was a big undertaking. They've been working on it for a long time and has been really happy to see the outcome so far. Until he takes not just a lot of pride in his program, but also the stage that he's putting the conference on this week.
Yes, he made that very clear this morning when that was his #1 priority.
And you definitely want to take pride in the field when it bears your name. Davenport ends up walking. Leadoff is on for Lainey Jennings. It's Chris Hawkins Field at Cyril Stadium. And Dakota Redmond will have to work with a runner on, facing another freshman in the Upstate order, a redshirt freshman, Lainey Jennings. She'll stand in, hitting .301 in the regular season out of Pendleton, South Carolina. Drops it down. The former Pendleton Bulldog transferred from Marshall, where she redshirted last year.
She must like schools that are green.
Makes a lot of sense. 8 doubles, 6 home runs. Pitch is high. Now, a big part of this game that Coach Kevin Fagan of Radford told us about is he knows that Upstate's going to be aggressive on the bases. They put Kelly Feigen behind home plate starting today, partly because she has a really strong arm. Davenport has stolen 14 bases this year. See if they want to test her. Drops the bunt down to first. Bossler will turn and throw over to Groves for the out. Sack bunt laid down. Runner in scoring position for the Spartans.
Another thing to note about the Spartans is the amount of games they've played. They don't really change up their recipe too much. Alyssa Davenport has had 170 at-bats. Lainey Jennings had 156. So These ladies have a lot of games under their belt and a lot of experience, even as freshmen.
The lineup has rarely changed, as you mentioned, and this is game number 55 of the season. 4 Upstate players have started every game of the year. Lainey Jennings is one of them. We'll see Abby Polk later. Carson Shaw and Alyssa Davenport have started every single game. And a quick visit for Radford with the players is Kenzie Bernal will come to the plate, a newcomer for USC Upstate. Transferred into this program from Odessa College in Texas. Odessa, Texas native. Permian High School for the Friday Night Lights fans out there.
That's my favorite TV show.
It is a good one. And it is a real-life high school, which not everybody knows. We're here to educate. 1 ball, no strikes. Little bit high, looked good. I think Radford and Dakota Redmond kind of popped up, maybe thought she was going to get that call.
Yeah, growing up in Dillon, I really resonated with Friday Night Lights.
2 balls and no strikes. Floater towards short. Bechtel's there. 2 away.
One thing you're always going to see from this Radford team is a very disciplined defense. That's why they're so good. There's not a lot of errors that you're going to see coming out of them.
Fielding percentage was the best in the conference. Junior lefty, Abby Polk out of Winder, Georgia. Right on the corner. That is a perfect pitch from Redmond. A 1 pitch. Polk, all Big South honorable mention shortstop this year, 338 hitter. She's the first team all-conference shortstop last year and then actually improved on a lot of her numbers. 41 runs, 13 doubles, 3 triples, 3 home runs. This is a line drive through the whole right side. Coming around third is Davenport. Play at the plate. Safe! Upstate leads 1-0 on a bang-bang play at home. Throw was just a touch offline. And Abby Polk drives home the opening run. Kevin Fagan coming out. Here's another look.
As you see Davenport coming around, using that speed, knowing exactly the moment when to slide to get under that glove to give a run to her team.
Now, this was not a visit where Coach Fagan came out to ask for a review, or maybe he did and we just missed it because, yeah, this is going to be under review here. Play at the plate. Abby Polk did take second on the throw, but if this call gets overturned, then the inning is over. So Jill Poole is the home plate umpire. She'll stay out here. The other 2 members of the crew will go out to look at the video.
And one thing to always keep in mind when you have plays under review is the word indisputable evidence, or phrase indisputable evidence.
We should have a really good look at it as well.
Let's take a look here. From my view, it looks like the tip of her toe did get to the plate before she was tagged.
Yeah, the throw came a little bit off, so you see Feigen there really trying to reach across and get there. Think about how different that play is if the throw is a touch more to her right. Well, that was a quick look. Umpires are already back out. Upstate leads 1-0. Bottom of the 2nd inning on an RBI single by Abby Polk.
Yeah, I think that's the right call there.
Yeah, it was very close, but I'm with you. I think you could kind of see her foot get a little bit of the plate underneath the glove. and not a clear tag, but good start for USC Upstate as they lead here on their home diamond, and Amy Johnson is coming up next. Batesburg, Leesville, South Carolina native, 282 hitter, starting in left field.
Do you know where Batesburg, Leesville is?
I know it's a small town. Couldn't pinpoint it on a map. Stands in, ready to face Redmond. This is already the 9-hole hitter in the Upstate order. Pitch, line drive foul, right by her head coach, Chris Hawkins, who's coaching third base in his 32nd season. Polk has some speed off of second, so another base hit should be able to score. There's Coach Hawkins. Over 1,100 wins in his coaching career, a graduate of this university. Not when it was called USC Upstate, played baseball here. Have more on him a little bit later. No balls and 2 strikes. Redmond misses off the plate. Johnson lays off. How is Radford going to be able to respond to this? As we mentioned, played 3 games within 4 runs combined in the regular season. And Coach Fagan told us before the game he felt like his team shot themselves in the foot, kind of made some errors, made some mental mistakes on the base paths that cost them. 2-2. Pitch count approaching 40 already for Redmond. Two. Called strike 3 on the outside, Black, and Redmond has Radford out of the inning, but not before the junior shortstop, Abby Polk, drives in 1 on a base hit. It's Spartans 1, Radford nothing through 2. .23-25 regular season for Radford as we look back on the 2026 that was for the Highlanders. Got 5 all Big South picks and hold the number 3 seed coming into this weekend. They trail on the scoreboard here 1-0 alongside Joanne Bethea. I'm Joe Skinner here at Cyril Stadium in Spartanburg. Maddie Drurup pitching with a lead against the left-handed hitting center fielder Isabel Harrison. Teammates call her Izzy. Good defender in center field. Senior out of the state of Georgia, only making her 16th start of the season. She's ahead 2-0. 8-9-1 coming up for Radford. Here's a strike. Nobody made more appearances or starts in the circle than Maddie Drurup in the Big South in the regular season. 31st start. She's top 10 in the nation in games started. 2-1 pitch. Great off speed. Harrison swung right over the top.
Well, when you know you have a consistent good pitcher who's going to get you out of innings, you stick with it.
2-2 pitch. Fouled away. She was the Big South Tournament MVP last year. Started twice in the tournament at Presbyterian. 14 innings, 5 earned runs, 9 strikeouts, 5 walks, a 2.5 ERA in the tournament. Two-strike count to Harrison. Jennings wants a check. Harrison was well behind the plate, full count. USC Upstate 1 run on 1 hit. Also had a walk in the last half inning to lead 1-0. 3-2. Flying to left. 1 down. Grace Bechtel is the starting shortstop, a junior from Harrisburg, North Carolina. Really good defender at shortstop. There's Coach Fagan. He's trying to coach his team from behind here again in a game at USC Upstate this year. Bechtel's just a 181 hitter. Was first team all-conference in the outfield last year. Just off the corner. Fouled off. Bechtel staying alive, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Bechtel in her 3rd season at Radford out of Hickory Ridge High School. One-two pitch. Fly ball in the infield. Polk is under it. 2 weak contact outs in the Radford 3rd. See if they find more success. They turn the lineup over, and we'll see Dreerup for a 2nd time. In that regular season series, Dreerup was outstanding against Radford. Pitched in every game of a sweep. Ended up being named Big South Pitcher of the Week. Simmons takes a strike. She got 2 winning decisions and a save. Ended up having just a 3.2 ERA that week. Pitched a complete game shutout in a 9-inning walk-off in the series opener. Simmons, no man's land left field, but Johnson is on the hop. A 1-2-3 inning for Upstate in the top of the 3rd. We'll take a break. Spartans lead it 1-0.
Everyone wants to win, but not everyone puts in the extra work. The alarms before sunrise, the reps when no one's watching, the adversity you overcome, the pressure you embrace. In the Big South Conference, we're not just chasing trophies. We're chasing success that lasts a lifetime. Because winning doesn't stop at the final whistle. It carries you forward in sport, in life, and everything you do. This is the Big South, where winners are made.
At Jersey Mike's, they slice your order fresh right in front of you. And let me tell you, watching that can send a rush of emotions through a person. Excitement, baby-like wonder, anticipatory chewing, nervous pacing, happy claps, and finally, jealousy, because that's this guy's sub. I should order one. Good idea.
Get the Boardwalk Bundle, a number 2 sub, chips and a drink for $10.99. Available for a limited time.
It's a Jersey Mike's thing, a sub above.
After 5 years of military service, Staff Sergeant Zaragoza is still setting goals.
Come on, Vincent.
But mostly for her son.
You got this.
She was ready for more family time. She was ready for the reserve.
Another 30-win season for USC Upstate this year, 33-21. Talia Thomas named the Big South Player of the Year, first Player of the Year in this program since 2022. The Spartans are getting to play at home. As Redmond is back to facing Thomas for a second time. She takes a strike. Joanne, Coach Hawkins put it to us a very interesting way on how he wants his team to play going for their third straight tournament title.
Yeah, when I asked him, how do you beat a team 4 straight times, other than him praying this morning, he said, you have to have a relaxed confidence about yourself. And he says that's exactly what his team has and why he expects them to perform well today.
Yeah, it was very interesting that he put it that way, you know, a relaxed confidence. I think put another way, you can call that swagger. You know, that's, you know, feeling good about yourself, not pressing, as Thomas bounces it over to shortstop. Close play, but the throw beat her, 1 away. I mean, I know it's a little out there, but that's kind of what it is, right? Having a little swag, carrying your shoulders back a little bit, and feeling confident about yourself.
There's a difference in confidence and cocky. You know, when you're confident in your ability and you just go out and do it, that's usually what creates champions.
Dakota Redmond's gotten the better of Talia Thomas in 2 at-bats so far. Thomas 0 for 2. Here's Sophia Kardatsky. Swung at the first pitch last time, swung at the first pitch again. Nothing to show for it. Kardatsky missed the first half of the regular season with a preseason knee injury. She came back and took off in just 25 games. You saw the numbers, 425 hitter. In fact, her season debut was in that Radford series in the regular season. 5 doubles, 6 home runs, 26 RBIs in just 25 games.
Now you see her talking to Coach Chris Hawkins. Probably trying to give her a little bit of that relaxed confidence right now, but also a little bit of insight of what he's been seeing from Redmond to try to set her up for success.
Sophia, just a sophomore, named first team All-Big South in each of her first 2 seasons at USC Upstate. Last year was the co-freshman of the year with Dakota Redmond, who she's facing right now, and also a D1Softball.com freshman All-American. 1 ball, 1 strike. Kardatsky, big swing, but it's gloved by Lee. Thrown over, 2 away. Seems like Redmond really settling in here. A strikeout and 2 groundouts after giving up the RBI hit.
Yeah, that's a defense we expected to see. I mean, this is the best defense in the conference. They execute well. They don't let many balls get past them. And that's exactly what they're showing us today.
Carson Shaw, senior right-hander from Summerville, South Carolina. Had probably the moment of the season for Upstate in a game against Radford, game 1 of that series. Bottom of the 9th inning, hit a walk-off home run in a 1-0 win. Lines this one back up the middle, and it's something about seeing Radford out in the circle. Carson Shaw is 2 for 2.
I think I might have jinxed myself saying they don't normally let balls past them, but that one was a hard one to grab.
No one can defend that one. Hit too hard. Now it's Ella Christopher batting cleanup, 0 for 1 with a ground out to shortstop in the first. Catches the high outside corner. Not one that Christopher was interested in on the first pitch of the at-bat. Oh, and 2. Good pitch from Redmond. Trying to strand another runner on base.
If there's anybody, though, that you want in this position, it is Ella Christopher. She is 4th in this conference for RBIs.
43 in the regular season. Redmond whips home the 0-2. Fly ball into left. Playable for Peyton Simmons. That gets Radford out of the inning. Another Carson Shaw base hit is stranded. We're through 3, and Upstate leads Radford 1-0. Takes a real team effort here on our ESPN Plus crew to make these shows possible. This crew has been really killing it all year long. We want to thank them for their hard work in this tournament. We've got a bunch named Will Calley, Caden Sims, Zach Neubauer, Jonathan Davis, Alicia Long, Chalmers Roglin, Casey Camp, Hunter Jacobs, Lavanya Haywood, Trenton Willingham, Pierce Mosley, Mark Sanchez, Jay Sherbert, Bree Hamlin, Maddie DeCola, and Malik Lewis, all in the direction of Scott Smith, along with our on-air talent this weekend, Joanne Bethay, Jordan Young, and Claire Foley, myself. We appreciate all their hard work. We're putting in some long hours over the next 2 days, and Joanne, we know that it takes a real good crew to make us look good on the mic this week.
It does. It really does. Maybe a little extra at times. So we
That's right.
So we really appreciate all that they do.
Top of the 4th inning, Radford behind 1-0. 2-3-4 though, coming to the plate for the Highlanders. First pitch strike from Dreerup on the inner half. Lee popped out to second base her last time up. Lee is a junior from Bradenton, Florida. Second team all-conference third base. .333 hitter. Stolen base threat with 14 as she's able to get on. She's behind here 0-2. Just off the plate.
She's also made all academic and second team all conference.
A lot of accomplishments for the junior. One-two is fouled away. Drew tried to get her to reach outside, got a piece of it.
Honestly, we have a lot of accolades on this field right now.
Got the two probably biggest major award winners, Player of the Year and Pitcher of the Year. We saw the Freshman of the Year yesterday. Hallie Duke plays for Presbyterian. She'll lace it up tonight. Check swing. I mean, Jennings, that wasn't even close, but she still wanted to check just in case.
You can see Drew right here is trying to get her to chase a little bit outside of the zone.
Don't want to lose the leadoff hitter. It was a 1-2-3, top of the third for Dreerup. 2-2 pitch. Grounded right back to Maddie. One away.
And Drew executed exactly what she was wanting her to do. She wanted her to go for a ball outside of the zone, which made it really easily to ground and get her out at first.
Nally Groves is coming up next. 6 straight retired. Groves, 288 hitter in the regular season. Swings to the first pitch, fouls it straight back. She had a single in the first. It was cut down at second base to end the inning. Winner here plays tomorrow at noon in the winner's bracket semifinal. Loser plays later tonight against Presbyterian in an elimination game. That game is due to start at 7. Time asked for and given to head coach Kevin Fagan. Talk with Groves. As again, it's Dreerup working ahead in the count, 0-2.
Coach Fagan probably reminding her, hey, you're all freshmen. You lead this team in home runs. Play how you know and execute how you know you play.
.02 stays alive. Drop ball low in the zone. Coach in his second season at Radford. 6th season as a head coach. Spent time at Division II Emmanuel in Georgia. Has a awesome pass that we'll talk about a little later on that has nothing to do with softball. Pitches down 1-2. Just 2 hits for Radford in 11 at-bats. Upstate 1 run, 3 hits in their 11 at-bats. 1-2. Off the corner. Grove stays alive.
And that is really good discipline from Groves. She's starting to see that Drew is really trying to stretch the zone here, but she's not falling for it.
Drew pitched twice at the end of the regular season, had a complete game against Presbyterian in a 3-0 loss in her last start. 2-2. I should say her last extended start. She started the last game of the regular season, a game that didn't mean anything for tournament implications, through just 1 inning and got 2 strikeouts. Game that Upstate would win 4-3. Big pitch coming here with 1 out. Radford looking for a little spark on offense. Dreerup fires. Line drive into right, but Kardatsky is able to hang up for her. 2 away. That was hard hit off the bat of Groves.
And I mean, she really gave a valiant effort at the bat, but unfortunately, she just happened to place it right where the right fielder is.
Haley Scott's 0 for 1, getting her second at bat against the Upstate senior pitcher. Scott transferred from UAB, did not play for the Blazers last year. Before that, College of Central Florida. 1-0 pitch. Foul. A little bit out in front. Should see more and more fans filter in throughout the day. I've already seen a couple of Winthrop shirts. They've got the next game against Gardner-Webb, regular season champs and the #1 seed. One ball, 1 strike. Towards short on a backhand, it's Abby Polk. Over to Shaw, another 1-2-3 inning, and Maddie Dreerup is rolling. No runs against her. 1-0 Upstate as we go to the home half of the 4th. Big South Conference would like to offer a special thanks to Jersey Mike Subs for their tremendous support of Big South women's sports all year long. Jersey Mike's a sub above. It was earlier today. Skies were a little grayer then as they are now. It's really turned into a nice sunny Thursday. It's Upstate and their starting pitcher, Maddie Dreerup, is really dialed in. 8 straight hitters retired going back to the 2nd inning. And Spartans lead 1-0. The only run to come across was scored by Alyssa Davenport. She leads things off. She was a leadoff walk. Both coaches in our pregame talks talked about avoiding the leadoff walk and how appropriate that's how the only run has come across. Davenport scoring on Abby Polk, single into right, just getting her foot in ahead of the tag. 1 ball, 2 strikes. down and in.
I think we expected at this point of the game that it would be a not 1-0, but that it would be a low scoring game.
2 balls, 2 strikes. 2 all-conference pitchers in this game. Davenport flies out to third base. 1 away. Rip was a honorable mention. Redmond was the pitcher of the year. Had some battles in the regular season. Lainey Jennings sacrificed bunt in her first at-bat, so not an official at-bat. 0 for 0. Redmond trying to match zeros on the scoreboard. First pitch, man, had some heat on it. Strike on the low inside corner. Not quite the numbers as last year. Redmond's freshman year was maybe better than her sophomore. She had a 2.4 ERA last season. Win pitcher of the year as a freshman, also a freshman All-American. Jennings, 301 hitter. Behind again in a 2-strike count. Upstate dugout staying in it. Jennings floated down the left field line. Stays in the air for Peyton Simmons, 2 outs. Certainly not been a lack of energy from the 4 teams that we've seen so far in this tournament over the last 2 days.
I do love seeing how teams interact with one another in their dugouts and the way that they cheer and encourage each other.
Kenzie Bernal 0 for 1 with a fly out of the infield. Falls behind 0-1, can't pull the trigger. Redmond's 0-1. Almost got the back knee. Just 1 run scored in the bottom of the second. Arnold takes 1 down and away.
Redmond really trying to work the bottom of that zone to see if she can get her to swing at it, but she is not going for it.
Swing and a miss for strike 2, came inside. Kenzie was a JUCO All-American last year, hit .406. You know, the junior, the Division I level, .306 hitter, 9 doubles, 4 home runs in the regular season. 2-2 pitch. Towards third, it gets under the glove of Lee. Bernal will extend the inning with Upstate's 4th hit of the game. And keep the line moving to Abby Polk. Hard hit off the bat, but it seemed like Lee was just a little late to get that glove down.
Yeah, that's about the only way you're going to get on base with this Radford defense is if there just happens to be a minor mistake.
First hit of the game for Bernal. As Polk goes ahead 1-0.
Let's take another look here. She got right under it, and yeah, the third baseman just should have bit down a little bit further to pick up that ball.
Polk's ahead 2-0. Redmond 3 2/3 innings so far, just the 1 earned run, 1 walk, 1 strikeout. Not her usual strikeout numbers. Jam shot out to third, and Bechtel's got out number 3. Runner stranded. We're through 4 complete. Upstate 1, Radford nothing in the Big South tournament.
Everyone wants to win, but not everyone puts in the extra work. The alarms before sunrise, the reps when no one's watching, the adversity you overcome, the pressure you embrace. In the Big South Conference, we're not just chasing trophies. We're chasing success that lasts a lifetime. Because winning doesn't stop at the final whistle. It carries you forward in sport, in life, and everything you do. This is the Big South, where winners are made.
For over 30 years, CertaPro painters have been part of countless memories. Freshly painted nurseries, bright, welcoming kitchens, family rooms filled with laughter. Every wall tells a story, and we've been proud to help write them. We are more than just your local painters, with care, craftsmanship, and certainty. From the first brushstroke to the final smile, our promise is simple. Your home beautifully painted and worry-free. CertaPro painters, that's painting happy.
After 5 years of military service, Staff Sergeant Zaragoza is still setting goals,
Come on, Vincent.
but mostly for her son.
You got this.
She was ready for more family time. She was ready for the reserve.
All conference picks for Radford. This was announced earlier this week. We've been talking about Dakota Redmond as the pitcher of the year, first team all conference pitcher, but Peyton Simmons, Amanda Lee, Morgan Cooper, a pitcher who we have not seen yet, sneaking on the second team as well. Speaking of, Dakota Redmond leads things off at the plate, sends a fly ball into right, sinking quickly. It's down and fair. About 6 inches inside the line. And Redmond has herself a base hit to lead things off. First base runner since Redmond singled in the second.
Yeah, Joe, that looked like one of those outfield moments where you weren't sure who was going to get the ball, and that's why you've got to be loud and clear on who's going to take the pop-up.
Tripp wants a new ball, so she'll flip it out. Leadoff runner on for the first time since that second inning. Redmond will run for herself this time, at least for now. Kelly Feigen 0 for 1 with a fly out to right. Junior out of Buford, Georgia. 271 hitter in the regular season at the plate. Ball and no strikes. Redmond has not attempted a stolen base all year long. Would be an aggressive send if Radford wants to put her in motion.
Hey, you spoke one into existence yesterday.
It's true. Underestimate my powers. 2-1. Hard hit to shortstop. Polk hustles to the bag for one. High throw. Takes Shaw off the bag, but Upstate gets one out up the middle.
And that's a really hard out to get when you're trying to throw the ball while also hopping up at the same time. That's a hard one to get.
This ball might have been headed for the dugout. I think Carson Shaw saved an extra base with that jump over at first. That ball gets in the dugout, then you got a runner in scoring position. Abby Bossler at the plate, grounded into a inning-ending double play. Really good pitch from Drurup for strike one on the corner. Pitch to Bossler. This is the type of scoreline that Radford typically thrives in. We talked about in the open, a team that plays lower scoring games, relies on their pitching and defense. 1 ball, 1 strike. Ooh, very close. Normally they only need to scratch across a couple of runs to win. Right now down 1-0.
Yeah, Joe, as I mentioned, this is a very disciplined defense. They're not one to normally let balls get by them or make any kind of technical errors, which is why they normally have low-scoring games.
3-1 count. Drewup's missing low in this at-bat.
As they like to kind of joke, kind of not a joke, defense wins championships.
I mean, it can be, it's a cliche until it's true all the time, and it's not a cliche anymore. 3-1 pitch. Off the plate, ball 4. It's the first walk from Dreerup in this start. And for the first time in the game, Radford has 2 base runners on at the same time. Isabel Harrison is next, but it looks like Radford wants to put a pinch runner on at second in the place of Redmond. Last time it was Emma Salzman. This time coming out of the dugout, it's Layla Miles.
And that's a smart decision by Radford. You don't want your starting pitcher to possibly get hurt sliding, and you want somebody that's going to give their all, especially right now in the Big South tournament when they're in a scoring position.
So Miles is in the game at second base, a freshman from Dublin, Ohio. Gives Radford a little more speed and a chance to score on a base hit, but they'll need Isabel Harrison to deliver. Tying and go-ahead runs on base with 1 out in the top of the 5th. There's also a runner at first base. First pitch swinging, lined into right field, a base hit. And stopping at third is Miles on a hit from Harrison. The bases are loaded.
And that's exactly what you needed the senior Harrison to do. You just needed to shift people, put them in the best position possible to score. Now it's up to the next batter to bring him home.
Another look at a very hittable pitch on the first one to Harrison. Mila Russell was the pinch runner at first base running for Bossler. And major trouble here for USC Upstate, leading by 1 with the bases loaded.
And you see Drew talking to her catcher right now.
Making another change. Holding a bat is Clara Van Buge. Hitting in Grace Bechtel's spot.
You can see Fagan talking to his assistant coach, who his assistant coach is also his daughter, who she played softball at Virginia Tech.
Van Buge at the plate. First pitch off, a big, or rather called a strike, excuse me. Thought that was outside. 0-1. Buge is a sophomore from Littleton, Colorado. Mainly been used as a pinch hitter this season, hitting .300.
And maybe that conversation that Drew had with her catcher about maybe framing him up a little bit's helped.
At third, it's Layla Miles running for Feigen. At second, it's Mila Russell running for Bossler. And at first is Isabel Harrison. 1-1 pitch with 1 out on its way. And Buge late on it, foul. 2 strikes.
And right here's a critical moment for Radford. I mean, you cannot leave 3 people stranded on base. You at least have to get one of these runs in and tie up this ball game.
1 ball and 2 strikes. A K here would take a lot of pressure off. Ooh, the home crowd thought they had strike 3. I mean, Dreerup hit the spot perfect. 2-2. It's on his way to Van Buge. Right back to the pitcher. Dreerup comes home for 1. Throw to first is late. But Upstate cuts down a run at home, and they keep a 1-run lead.
And smart move by Drip to make sure you go for the home plate first and not let that run get scored.
So 2 away, a heads-up defensive decision from Dreerup. And it's back to the top of the order. Peyton Simmons is 0 for 2. More subs coming into the game for Radford. And Simmons is going to walk back in the dugout. Amber Wolf is going to come out and hit.
Fagan moving all of his chess pieces around, trying to put his team in the best position possible here.
Amber Wolf is a junior from Mason, West Virginia. Was 0 for 10 in the regular season series against Upstate, but had a .242 average in the regular season.
An interesting batting choice, in my opinion.
Simmons did not have any success in her first 2 at-bats, and Coach Fagan clearly feeling the moment is now to push his chips in with the bases loaded and now 2 outs. First pitch a little low below the knees. Russell at third, Harrison at second, Van Buge at first. He's driven in 15 runs this season, the pinch hitter. Off speed, top of the zone, too high.
And sometimes we never know why coaches make changes, but maybe Fagan is seeing something specific that the pitcher is throwing that matches up well with Wolf.
Hitters count with the bases loaded. Center cut fastball for a strike. Wolf has been in this program for 3 years. Started 45 games in the regular season. Huge spot. 2-1. Strike 2 on the corner. Dreerup is a strike away from a major escape.
And as Coach Hawkins told us before, if she's hitting her specific spot, she's successful, and that's exactly what she's been doing.
Big pitch in this game on the way. 2-2. Fouled off.
Right move by Wolf there. Anything that's even remotely a strike, you got to at least get a piece of it.
Tying run is Mila Russell at third. Go ahead run Isabel Harrison at second. Clara Van Buge came on pinch hit, reached on a fielder's choice. Another 2-2. Off the plate, ball 3. Did not get Wolf to chase. Runners can get a head start. Nowhere to put Wolf with the tying run at third. 3-2, 2 outs, 1-run lead. Bases loaded. Dreerup winds and fires. Fly ball into shallow left. Polk leaves it for Johnson. It's out number 3. And Upstate gets out of Dodge with a 0 on the board. 1-0 Spartans. Game summary, and there hasn't been a ton of scoring, but man, has there been action. 1-0 Upstate getting ready for the bottom of the 5th. Carson Shaw has a couple of hits. Maddie Drurup has thrown 5 scoreless innings. Dakota Redmond's given up just 4 hits and 1 earned run. It is a primetime pitcher's duel.
And absolutely what we just saw from Drurup is why she is on the mound, getting them out of a full bases loaded, full count situation. I mean, that is a level-headed person to have on the mound.
There's a pinch hitter for Upstate to lead off the bottom of the 5th. This is Layla Landrum, a freshman from Simpsonville, South Carolina, and Woodmont High School. 377 hitter, mostly as a pinch hitter. She looks at strike 1. All of those pinch runners and pinch hitters in the last half inning re-entered for Radford, so nothing changes defensively.
Well, when you have a defensive group that's as solid as this one, you don't really want to make too many changes.
Amy Johnson struck out looking in her only at-bat of the game so far. Landrum pokes it foul. Upstate able to strand the bases loaded in the top half of the inning. Making a play at home for the 2nd out and getting a fly out for the 3rd out. Both at-bats with the bases loaded. High and away from Redmond to Landrum. Inside to Landrum, backed her up. Full count.
You can tell that Redmond's really trying to extend the zone east and west, but Landrum's not falling for it.
We were talking about it during the break. I think it's been a pretty consistent zone. It's just been a little on the smaller end, which you take it. Tournament play, you got to put it over the plate.
Yep.
Full count pitch to the leadoff hitter. Landrum, flare to shortstop. Bechtel's there. 1 away. And leadoff hitter retired by Dakota Redmond.
And that's one thing that you've seen from both of these pitchers is that even the hittable balls they throw you are hard to make them go far because this infielders are going to be able to catch them so easily and get you out.
Talia Thomas up for the 3rd time. She's 0 for 2 with a couple of ground outs. Just 2 hits since the RBI single by Abby Polk back in the 2nd inning for USC Upstate.
Both hitters for Talia Thomas and Peyton Simmons, the top 2 hitters in this league, have not had typical outings.
Pitch is low, 2 balls and no strikes. Big South Player of the Year, Talia Thomas. Both Redmond, the Pitcher of the Year, and Thomas, the Player of the Year, were named those awards in the preseason. Those high expectations they delivered. Up and in, they say it got her. Got Thomas on the elbow guard, and she'll trot down to first where she's even more of a weapon for the Spartans.
Yeah, that's the last thing you want to do is allow her to be on base. She is so fast and is able to move around very quickly.
3 first-team all-conference picks, including Thomas. 3 more on the honorable mention. And Thomas, with 1 out, you know is going to be in motion. Radford is ready for it. In the regular season, she is 27 for 27 stealing bases. Led the Big South in stolen bases.
That is an incredible statistic.
Only 2 other base stealers in America has more stolen bases without being caught at a 100% rate. Here's Sophia Kardatsky. She's 0 for 2. No movement off of Thomas, and there's a ball 1-0. Feels like the next big swing, whichever offense it comes from, could be the difference.
Yeah, the feeling right now in this field is almost like it's a volcano waiting to erupt, waiting for a big crack of the bat.
Yeah, not really like yesterday in that Gardner-Webb Presbyterian game where Gardner-Webb kind of chipped away over the back half of that game and got it back, came back and won, but yeah, it's very tense. Kardatsky grounds it to third. Lee throws over to first. Thomas safe at second. There's 2 outs. Kardatsky 0 for 3 in her first game of the tournament. This is probably, if you're Chris Hawkins, exactly who you want at the plate right now. Carson Shaw 2 for 2. The only multi-hit game on the Upstate side. Any base hit with 2 outs should be able to score Thomas with her speed. First pitch off the plate, 1-0.
Yeah, and Carson is top 10 for on-base percentage, so she's somebody that knows how to find her way onto a bag.
First team all-conference first baseman for the 2nd year in a row. Catches the low inside corner. Nine doubles, 3 home runs, 31 RBIs in the regular season for Shaw. One pitch, waved at and missed. What an excellent selection there from Redmond. And there's 2 strikes.
That's one thing that Redmond knows how to do. She knows how to throw pitches that can make batters chase them.
Pitch away from stranding another runner. 1-2. Down, and that one hit her on the back knee. No one got hit by more pitches in the Big South regular season than Carson Shaw. For the 16th time, she's hit by a pitch. And she's going to have to walk this one off. That one looked like it hurt.
Yeah, anything with the ankle or the foot is always very sensitive.
And fans out at right field, and I think you see that fan second from the left is maybe thinking the same thing, trying to get a runner on for Shaw. Umpires are going to come together here. It's the second hit by pitch of the inning from Dakota Redmond, who has not really been that wild today, but don't see a lot of hit by pitches with a pitcher that effective.
Well, I think one thing that Upstate is seeing from her is how she's been throwing it a lot on the inside. So the coaches could be telling them, hey guys, maybe play a little closer to the plate.
Ella Christopher with 2 on and 2 out. First pitch swinging to third. She jumped on the first pitch, and Radford gets out of the inning. Lee to Bossler, and Upstate strands 2. We go to the 6th. The Spartans still clinging to a 1-0 lead. The new rain-adjusted schedule for this Thursday. Coming up next, it's Gardner-Webb and the regular season champion Winthrop Eagles in the winner's bracket. Winthrop is already here. The loser of this game right now will play Presbyterian tonight at 7 in an elimination game here at Cyril Stadium, Chris Hawkins Field on the campus of USC Upstate. 1-0 Spartans in their first game against Radford. First pitch swinging Amanda Lee, foul ball. Spartans 1, Highlanders 0. We said it right off the top, Joanne, that these two teams played 3 coin flip games in the regular season. 2 one-run games and 1 two-run game, and we've got another close one here in their 4th matchup.
Well, we knew this one would be close, but I guess as of right now, Coach Chris Hawkins' prayer is working since they're the ones up 1-0, but I mean, one crack at the bat could change that.
Amanda Lee, Mally Groves, Haley Scott coming up for Radford. 1-1 pitch, just off the outside part. Maddie Jurup, no stranger to completing games, had 23 of them in the regular season, 3rd most in Division I college softball. She's been the workhorse for the Spartans all year long. Hitters count for Amanda Lee. Swung on, hit right to 3rd. Davenport lined up perfectly, 1 away.
Such a defense-heavy game. We really haven't seen too many mental errors, and I really think that speaks to both coaches and how they coach, having their girls be very disciplined players.
No errors for either side in the game. Mally Groves is 1 for 2, lined out to right and singled back in the 1st. Swings to the first pitch on a short hop. Abby Polk makes the play.
Not to sound like a broken record, but I think that right there is the perfect demonstration of just this disciplined USC Upstate team.
I think we have 2 of the very best defensive shortstops in this game. Grace Bechtel for Radford and Abby Polk for Upstate. Haley Scott with nobody on and 2 outs. Upstate looking for a quick frame. Misses high of the strike zone. Scott is 0 for 2.
One thing Coach Fagan told me is that timely hitting hasn't really been there for them this season.
To the left side, Polk deep in the hole. 1, 2, 3 goes Radford. Upstate will go for insurance. In the bottom of the 6th, they lead 1-0 in game 1 of the day.
Ambition comes in all shapes and sizes. At First Citizens Bank, we roll with your goals because we're built for what you're building. Fit for your ambition. First Citizens Bank. Goals don't always fit inside the box. At First Citizens Bank, they don't have to. We have solutions for ambitions of all shapes and sizes. Lose the box, get the ball rolling. Fit for your ambition. First Citizens Bank.
Whether you're a figure-it-outer or a margin doodler, a challenge tackler or a possibility seeker, at Radford University, you'll find a place where you're safe to try new things and explore. Here, you'll find a close-knit community of caring faculty and curious students who will support you on your path to success. Radford University. Find your place here.
At University of South Carolina Upstate, acceleration isn't just about speed. It's about direction, intention, purpose. They give you the tools and the people to help build what moves us forward. We learn to think sharper, decide faster, lead with clarity. We train for moments that matter, with people who believe in our potential. Because the right support doesn't just help us go faster, it helps us become who we're meant to be. There's no limit to the heights we can reach. USC Upstate, reach greater heights.
Coach Chris Hawkins in his 32nd season coaching USC Upstate has won 1,175 games in his career. Good for 21st most all time, a 2-time Big South Coach of the Year. He sees his team up 1-0, bottom half of the 6th inning, last chance to expand on this lead before they are 3 outs away from a win in the top of the 7th. Alyssa Davenport leads it off.
Yeah, he seemed in really good high spirits before this game, and I can see why now.
Bouncer home from Redmond. No reason to believe that either side's going to go away from their star pitcher. Redmond has only allowed 4 hits. Been a textbook definition pitcher's duel. Alyssa Davenport scored the only run of the game after being walked in the 2nd. Popped out to 3rd her last time up. Last start for Redmond in her regular season finale was a complete game shutout and a 1-0 win against the league champion Winthrop Eagles. Foul lookout on the Upstate dugout. 2-2. Redmond toes the slab. Leadoff hitter of the bottom of the 6th. At the shoe tops, 3-2.
I really think Redmond right now is trying to work the outer part of the zone. She doesn't want to give her anything that would possibly be a good hit to put them up even more.
Two top teams in the preseason poll have delivered another thrilling game here to kick off our first triple header day at the Big South Tournament. Winner plays tomorrow at noon in a winner's bracket semifinal. Loser plays tonight at 7 against Presbyterian to keep their season alive. 3-2. Davenport got off the handle. Caught by Lee, 1 out. Laney Jennings up next, 0 for 1. In the top of the 7th, Radford has Dakota Redmond, Kelly Feigen, and Abby Bossler due up, 5, 6, and 7. I'm sure Radford will not hesitate to go to their bench for subs if they want to. Foul ball on the first pitch.
Yeah, I mentioned in the last inning that Coach Fagan told me that one thing they've really struggled with this year is timely hitting. And so I'm interested to see how their next bat up goes.
Jennings looking for her first hit of the game. 0 for 6, hitless in the 3 games against the Highlanders. March 20th and the 21st. He's down, 1-1. One on its way. Upstate has been very disciplined at the plate. For as good of a pitcher as Redmond is, Joanne, they've only struck out once.
Yeah, as I mentioned, that really is a big part of this USC Upstate team, whether it's offense or defense, just being a disciplined athlete.
Strike 2. It's put strain on the Radford defense, and they've stood up to it, have made every single play, no errors. Even the only run that came across was very close to being an out. 2-2.
I think that also just speaks to Coach Hawkins. So I think he does a really good job of not letting this moment become too big for his athletes. We mentioned that relaxed confidence, and he also mentioned that he just wants his athletes to have fun. I mean, this is sports. It's supposed to be fun.
2-2. Inside hitter, a 2-strike hit by pitch for the 3rd time in the last 6 hitters. Redmond getting a little wild. Jennings, she's a catcher, took it like a champ.
Yeah, very uncharacteristic for your pitcher of the year. I think I mentioned earlier that she's really trying to extend the zone east and west, but you don't want to do it so much that it ends up hitting people.
Now that's a valuable run out there at first base, which means that if she can score, then a solo home run in the top of the 7th can't hurt you. Kenzie Bernal, 1 for 2, singled last time up. Has the most recent hit off of Redmond. It's ahead in the count, 1-0, and Coach Hawkins wants time. And I think he wants new legs at first base. It's Emily Stern going out to run at first for Jennings. A member of this USC Upstate junior class from Tequila, Georgia. On the Big South All Tournament team last year. Mostly has been used as a pinch runner this year for Upstate. And with Stern on the bases, she's 8 for 9 stealing bases. How aggressive does Upstate want to get? Stern looks like she's ready to go. She was off on the pitch. It's kicked away by Lee, and everybody's safe. Went right underneath the glove, first and second with 1 out.
And uncharacteristic for Radford. One thing that Coach Fagan told us in the pregame was kind of similar to Coach Hawkins, of just being relaxed, playing loose, having fun. But one thing that Coach Fagan said is that sometimes his ladies, because they want to do so well, sometimes it makes them tighten up.
That is the first error of the game on this Radford defense. And Coach is coming out to calm down his team. Kevin Fagan, 53 wins at Radford. What an incredible story. He didn't really get into softball, he told us, until his daughter started playing. He's won the Super Bowl twice, and he's coaching softball at Radford. Played at the U.
I mean, if anybody knows how to have a championship mindset, somebody that's won a national championship and 2 Super Bowls, it's Fagan.
Played on the Niners' heyday, Super Bowl 23 and 24 champion, won a national title at Miami in the 80s. We got some good football stories out of him. I said, is there any he was a defensive lineman in the NFL. Is there anybody that you remember, like that's a guy, a quarterback, a legend that I got to sack? He said, well, you know, Jim Kelly was my college teammate. I got him with a smile. Just his old teammates. Abby Polk is driven in the only run for Upstate. She comes up, 2 on, 1 out. First pitch swinging. Backhand Bossler takes it to the bag. Both runners advance. Amy Johnson back in after getting pinch hit for last time up. 0 for 1 with a strikeout back in the second. Stern at third, Bernal at second. Big insurance runs. First pitch outside for ball 1.
You can definitely see a difference in demeanor after they had that come together with Coach Fagan. If I had to guess, he was probably telling them, hey, settle in, calm down, you've got this.
1-0. Johnson, part of this senior class. Johnson, the left fielder, has recorded the final out of each of the last 2 titles for Upstate. 2-0. Line drive left field, foul. By about 3 feet, 2 would have definitely scored. And they'll reset for a 2-1 pitch.
Radford definitely being very thankful that that ball was just about 3 feet to the left, because that would have made a huge difference.
Two-one delivery. Again, late on it. Another foul ball, 2 strikes. And now Redmond is a strike away from getting out of trouble. We saw Maddie Drurup escape a jam with no runs in the 5th, where the base is loaded for 2 batters. And now a batter with 2 in scoring position. Stern standing over at 3rd. 2-2 pitch to Johnson. Line drive foul, once again, left side.
Johnson is a senior, and you can tell right now by her effort, she wants it. She wants to bring her teammates that are on base in. Only 8 RBIs this season for Johnson.
2-2 pitch again. Line drive caught by Lee to take runs away. That was ripped by Amy Johnson. It's out number 3, and a little momentum for Radford. They need 1 in the top of the 7th coming up next. USC Upstate ahead of Radford. Here's a look at the bracket. Winthrop and Gardner-Webb is next. Radford can't score a run here in the 7th. They'll play tonight in an elimination game against PC. If Upstate can get those 3 outs before Radford scores, they'll play tomorrow at noon. Dakota Redmond is the leadoff hitter in the top of the 7th inning against Maddie Drurup. 6 shutout innings. Trying to finish the job as the first pitch is down for ball 1. Lainey Jennings re-enters to do the catching. Redmond is 2 for 2 with 2 singles. Has given it all for Radford in this game. Pitch is swung on into right field. The ballpark will hold it. Caught by Kardatsky.
One thing that is on USC Upstate's side is the fact that Drurup is a senior. This is a position that she's been in before, and I think that's why you're seeing her play with such a level head.
Kelly Feigen is next, 0 for 2. Drurup led the Big South regular season, top 10 in the country with 6 shutouts. Off the plate to Feigen. It would be the 3rd 1-run game between these two out of 4 games. Cut on and miss, strike 1.
Might form a little conference rivalry between these two.
Tell the 2 teams the coaches certainly had a lot of respect for one another. They talked a lot about that regular season series with us before the start of today's game. Here's the 1-1 outside. Coach Hawkins said it was the most proud he'd been of a team because in the regular season, they came up with the play, not just a play, the pitch in the big spots of that game. Not too different than today so far. 2-strike count on Feigen. Two ball, 2-strike count. Drurup winds and fires. Line drive right field. It is down for a base hit. and the tying run is on base for Radford.
For Radford, that's all you can ask for and all you want right now is just somebody that can possibly come to the home plate and tie this game.
Coming up next, Gardner-Webb and Winthrop. Second game of the day. Gardner-Webb 6-4 winners yesterday against Presbyterian to move into the winners bracket. Abby Bossler at the plate, another lefty. First pitch swinging into left, coming on Johnson, dives, makes the catch. Upstate 1 out away.
And that is championship effort right there. That is saying that we do not want to play tonight.
What a play by the senior. And Isabel Harrison will be next after this stellar play. Harrison singled last time up. She's 1 for 2. Pitches an off speed. Strike 1. Can really feel now the advantage of playing at home for USC Upstate. The crowd on its feet. Oh, 1 to Harrison. Looking for the corner. Missed the corner.
As you mentioned earlier, the strike zone is really small, but that's expected in tournament play.
Feigen at first base. Reached on a single with 1 out. She's the tying run. 1-1 pitch. It's the second game in a row where in the 7th inning the tying run has come to the plate in this tournament. Saw it with Presbyterian yesterday. Down by 2, they had the tying run on base in the 7th. Couldn't push it across.
That is one thing I do love about tournament play is you get really competitive games that are fun to watch.
And Kevin Feigen wants time. Maddie Drerup's line so far, 6 2/3, 5 hits, no runs, 1 walk, no strikeouts. Bringing both of the coaches together as well as Isabel Harrison in a huddle. Upstate a strike away from moving into the winners bracket semifinal. Maddie Drurup has not struck out a batter today. One-two to Harrison. Fly ball into left. Johnson on her horse. Ball game over. Upstate wins it 1-0. Maddie Drurup fires a complete game shutout.
I mean, what an incredible game. Just complete defenses from both sides. I mean, we knew this was going to be a tight one. As we saw from the last 3 games, they were small margins, but Drurup just had an absolutely incredible outing on the mound.
So the updated bracket coming up later tonight. Presbyterian will play Radford in an elimination game. Upstate will take on the winner of Gardner-Webb and Winthrop. Our next game tomorrow at noon. So Upstate starts its title defense with a win, 1-0 against Radford, their 4th win over the Highlanders in 2026. We'll step aside. Our next game is the Runnin' Bulldogs and the Eagles as the Big South tournament continues here at Cyril Stadium in Spartanburg, South Carolina.